guys, welcome back to Diving Deeper. I'm Melody.
And I'm Lucy.
And we're back with the summer series number... What number is this?
5.
5. I feel it's number 5. So today, as you saw from the title, we're doing 5 tips on what to do when you're struggling, basically.
Yeah. And obviously the summer series is specifically depression and anxiety, but you can also take these tips away for whatever else you're struggling with, like stressing about what results you're going to get on results day, or it's probably past results day. I'm actually really stressed, guys. But it's probably past results day now, so you're probably watching this and you're thinking, she probably didn't pass. But yeah, not relevant.
I command those negative thoughts out of you.
Okay,
Because the words.
let's start.
Okay.
So the first one is
Number 1.
call a trusted friend.
Ring.
Yeah, I feel like this is really important because you don't want to sit in your bedroom with the light off when it's really dark, 12 o'clock at night, alone, letting the
Just letting the negative
come.
thoughts live away.
Yeah, like you don't want, like, because the more you sit there and think, the more thoughts, the more negativity will come and filter through your brain. And enough for me. Okay, number 2 is free all in one, and it's read the Bible, pray and listen to music. And I know reading the Bible sounds so daunting when you're having an anxiety attack or loads of depressed thoughts, and I wouldn't go there, but like it's an idea of what you can do.
And don't worry, we're not being like, read the Bible, like, obviously, like, even for us, like, I know I can say for myself,
it's hard, like,
I can't even do it when I'm not struggling, like, I can't even, like, now, I can't even, like, I'm gonna go read the Bible now.
Yeah,
Like, it's difficult
it's
anyway,
just an
so
idea. Like,
if
even it's
if
not
you're
even,
someone who finds that easy, then
and
that's
it's
a
not
good one.
even like go and get the Bible out, go and read a full-on story in the Bible. It's like maybe
Even
like
just
go
a
on the
verse.
Bible of the day, verse of the day. Yeah, go on that verse of the day and just read the verse out. And like if that doesn't speak like into the situation, maybe like text a friend and ask like, what verses can I read because of what's going on right now. Like, it's not hard to like read the Bible. I know like reading the Bible sounds so daunting, but it can just be like a little verse, like be still and know I'm God, or I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Like, just speaking that over your life. And then listening to music, like I would probably go to, because it's the easiest out of them. Like, it doesn't need any like focus. You can just like go for a walk or like lay on your bed and just like be still. Number
3, take a bath / spa night. So basically, this one, I feel like is one loads of us would enjoy, and it's a thought, but sometimes it's like, yeah, I'll just do that another time. Like, genuinely, if you're struggling, taking a bath, literally, it's just one of the best things. Put a bath bomb in there, put a face mask on, I don't know, paint your nails or something. Like, just have a night focused on you and focused on letting yourself have a bit of relaxation time, and like paint your nails, make yourself look nice, like do something you really like, if that makes sense. Just putting that out there, it's pretty good. One of my faves from the list. Or journal out your thoughts. Now,
I think this one's like top of the radar.
this is literally, yeah, it's one of the top ones. And so many people I've spoke to have said the same thing, that like this is such an important one, because it genuinely like helps as much as talking to someone and telling them everything you're thinking, because you get all them thoughts whizzing around your head out and onto paper, so then they're not whizzing around your head and you feel like you've released it, and then it's there and you can be like. And also sometimes when it's a bunch of negative things like, oh, I feel crap about myself today, like stuff like that, once you've written it all down, then sometimes you can like rip it up, throw it in the bin, burn it, like as a symbol of like, no, be gone.
Yeah, and then that way, like, if you don't want to speak to anyone, like, you don't have to. Like, you've got
and
it
it
out.
still helps as much.
And obviously, even if you do that, I would still recommend to talk to someone and not keep it to yourself. But, like, right then in the moment, if you don't want to call a friend, if you don't want to call a friend in that moment right then, like, just get it out on paper, and then the next day maybe go to a friend's and, like, saying, look, this happened, help me. But yeah. Number 5 is get yourself out of the situation. So whether it's go for a walk with a pet, go for a walk on your own, with music, go like to a friend's house and eat pizza and sweets, idea of what to do. But now we are going to listen to someone else's ideas of what they think you should do on how to cope with anxiety, depression, and obviously you can take the tips away with whatever else you're struggling with. But yeah.
Hello, I'm Caroline. I just wanted to come on here and share a couple of things that I've done to cope, deal with, understand anxiety, depression. It's something that is so prevalent in our day and age now, and mental health is extremely important. I began feeling depressed and some symptoms about actually this time last year, and I had to move home. I was living in the UK at the time and doing my dream job at a church, and so I had to move home and kind of rejig my life and try to figure out what it was that made me feel joy again. And so that's the number one thing that I tell people if they ask me, like, what helped you, what has brought you to this place where you are more in a positive state. And it's because I was finding things, and even if they're little, that brought me joy. And so even the job that I was doing and the situation that I was doing was, everything I've ever dreamed of. I wasn't leaving time for myself outside of work. Whether the job is what you want or not, you have to do that. And so taking steps to write down things, okay, these are things that bring me joy. So for me, reading, dancing, I take yoga classes now, that all exercising brings me joy. And nature is where I feel most connected to God. And so I didn't really realize that until I was like, I need to feel like God is near me and I want to be near God. And you have to figure out where and when and how you feel that. Everybody is different. And for me, just being outside, being at the beach, being at a lake, being by a beautiful tree, I don't care. As long as there's something outside, that's where I felt like, okay, God is right here with me. And so the number one thing is finding what brings you joy, finding where you feel the closest to God, whether that is in the Bible or whether that's important, but whether that's outside or in a worship setting or in a church or in a small group or just with that one person in your life that does bring you that joy and that closeness to Jesus. And the other thing I would say is communicate to the people around you. I did not communicate that this was going on with me for a few months, and mainly because I was in denial about it, and I was like, this is not happening. I'm me, I'm happy, I'm fine. But clinical depression can happen to anyone. It can be hereditary, it can happen to anyone that is happy, and it can happen to you, and it can happen to your friends, it can happen to your church leaders, the people that you might think have it all together. So you have to communicate as hard as it can be to say, hey, this is my struggle and I'm having a hard time getting out of bed, or I'm having a hard time doing this work or my schoolwork because this is happening and it's making me, I can't do my laundry. I can't put these things away in my house or my room because something is just pulling me way down and just not letting me get back up. And so the one thing that I found was being vulnerable with your friends and your family, and if you do have that special mentor or church leader, being vulnerable with them, because they want to know. They want to know that you're going to be okay, or that you're happy, or you're not going through this struggle or anything like that. Also because they might have gone through the same exact thing. And a lot of people that struggle with a mental illness are standing right next to you or sitting at school right next to you, because not a lot of people talk about it openly. And that's absolutely fine, but your mental illness is valid. And if you feel that you're going through something and you need help, communicate with the people around you. And that is the most, next to talking to God and being near God, is one of the most important things. Because if you keep it to yourself and you don't share what's happening to you and what you feel like you're going through, especially if you don't understand it, it's important to talk to someone who might kind of give you a little bit of insight into what's going on, and ways that you can go about it. So I hope this has helped. It's gone on a little long, but if anyone has any other questions, I hope that they'll contact Lucy or whoever is in these videos, or me, because it's such an important thing to just reach out and just never, ever, ever do something like this alone. So thanks.
That is the end of today's video. If you liked it, please comment, share, like, subscribe, turn the bell on, follow our Instagram, which is Diving Deeper LM, and yeah, share with friends and family, subscribe, because #SaveThisNation.